remember, if you use your gloves to kill someone, replace them quickly so that no one wonders why your hands are bare.
Yeah, and wear the right color, for God's
That'll
sakes.
get you. It'll get you every time.
I did not realize spy gear in 1985 was so sophisticated.
I'm just glad she had her own dark room. Like
Yeah.
she clearly was able.
It's
Yeah.
kind of Piper Laurie and Brenda Vaccaro had a love child.
Thank goodness.
I want to know
His
her.
nails. Yeah, where's her series? That's what I
He's
want.
fabulous.
Fortunately, it was the 80s and she was wearing that much blush and eyeshadow. It was
She
the
could probably peel it off.
the shroud of Marta.
Put that on a t-shirt.
All right.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
I'm ready.
All right.
Neat.
Tonight on
On Murder,
Murder,
She
She Wrote.
Wrote. I didn't say the tonight. Oops.
Want to do it again?
No. It's good.
Oh Lord.
I was busy sipping my wine.
Please, you've deserved it.
Yeah.
Uh oh, hi, I'm Victor Devon.
I'm petrified.
And this is
Our lovely
next
little pod.
our next session is on capital offense, which is a political intrigue episode that is sort of an outlier of season one. There's a few later that are sort of comparable, I think, but this is such a weird
Yeah.
the vibe of it is so weird. Jessica is in it and very important, but isn't involved in the murder.
This one has a lot of, well, don't they all have some implausibilities, but I'm excited to talk about them. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, I know what you mean. The tone is a little different here. Um, and there's a little like extra fat in it that sort of is more about the setting than it is about the story.
Right. Like I
You know what I
feel
mean?
like the writers thought they were being like really clever with this insider
Yeah.
information.
Like,
And it's
no.
almost like, no, we could just skip it.
In fact,
But
it just kind of makes it drag. Um,
yeah. But I will say that one of has a great scene. So as usual, we love an old broad, and there's a
Love an
great
old broad.
scene with Edie Adams as with her cat that we get that delicious scene with her and Jessica. Um,
Oh, she is superb.
she's wonderful.
Just one scene, right? She just gets one little
Just the
scene.
one,
Yeah,
just the one,
and
and there that
almost
happens a
steals the
lot.
show. Played by
She gets the
yeah.
and.
Like we'll talk about her obviously when we get to her. But these opening credits are full of good stuff. In particular, these this congressman and these lobbyists are having a little party,
Yeah.
and, and this woman is taking pictures with her lipstick tube. Is that what it
Uh,
is?
yeah. It's very James Bond.
Okay, Mission Impossible.
Yeah.
Get it. She
Maybe
got
that's what
jealous
they're
because she
going for.
heard
Like,
Peter
or maybe
Graves
like
was
the
here.
man from Uncle. Like it's this feels like a retro, like it's both very
Very.
contemporary and yet like
Yes.
a retro vision of the future.
Like no, that's not what a pocket camera looks like.
That's what
Please.
we doing. Yeah.
Um, okay. So we did start the episode, by the way.
Yes, yes.
We hit the ground running
Well,
because
we have these men in suits who are clearly some of them get along and some of them don't.
mhm.
One of them is Mitchell Ryan, who appears in several episodes, as well as is the bastard boyfriend of Blanche
Oh,
in
he's
that one
bad.
Golden Girls episode. Rex
Bleak.
Hunting, is it Rex
Rex
Huntington?
Huntington, that's it.
And I always think of him, however, as Greg's father in Dharma and Greg, because that was a show that I
Oh, of
watched. Yeah.
course. I didn't watch that show because I hated it.
I was much easier to please in the 1997.
Didn't that sort of premiere around the same time as Will and Grace? I
A
think
little
it did.
earlier,
Yeah,
just a
a little
touch
earlier.
earlier, just a
But it
touch.
had very much the same kind of vibe.
It was screwball and
Yeah,
fish out of water
totally.
storylines. That actress that we just saw with the uh, very not suspicious camera,
Yeah. Gwen Humble.
Uh, oh goodness. She is that was some Morgan Fairchild looking, like that
Oh my
styling.
gosh. Totally.
Very, very lovely.
Very lovely. You know me, I don't love a bun, but okay, whatever. Live your
You
life.
know, when it functions, and I think she lets her hair down in a later scene,
It's very much like
briefly.
I'm a professional Washington, D.C. person. I'm gonna wear a hair bun.
Now, I
It's
didn't
very much
notice.
different.
It indicates on IMDb that she's uncredited for this.
Yeah, that's strange. I saw that too.
Which, we just watched the credits and I didn't notice her name.
Granted, I wasn't looking either, so
I know. So, I
what a
mean,
shame.
uh,
Anyway, we should probably say what happened. So these politician people,
oh yeah,
a congressman and then two lobbyists are in this. They're having a little party, and I don't know. I have to point out, not there were several women in the scene. Not
yeah.
one of them had one line
No,
during the whole party sequence, and I thought, bastards.
they were just the wives,
They
and
were
they get
literally just
they
the
get
wives.
shooed away.
And the door closes. And so essentially, the two lobbyists are trying to work on this drunk congressman, so he supports their bill. And then another congressman, Mr. Joyner from Maine, shows up and says, "What do you think you're doing?" And then he dies of a heart attack.
That was good.
Yeah.
What do you think of doing? See?
How many different impressions can I accomplish in this episode of Tonight on Murder, She Wrote?
Uh,
Um, and then instead of calling the police, they all decide not to.
yeah,
And that's when our girl takes the picture with her
takes the
lipstick
picture.
camera. Yeah, important. Fast forward to Cabot Cove, and Jessica gets a call to come to Washington. Why?
She's
This is
going to replace the congressman that
this
just
is
died.
it's such bad shit.
See, you accomplished that in like a minute and a half
Yeah.
in a 6 minute session. So
Meanwhile,
you've already gotten through some of the nitty gritty.
uh-huh. We got to set it up quick because we got places to go. Although some of those
Sure.
places are pretty boring. She gets picked up by this guy named Joe, who what is he? He's not a lobbyist. He works for her, or works for the congressman, if I remember correctly. The one who
Yeah,
died, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
This is Joe Blinn, played by Gary Sandy, who was from WKRP in Cincinnati. Uh, a handsome gentleman with a beard.
Handsome, sure. He's very neurotic all over the place, but like happy neurotic.
It's
Also wearing the ugliest driving gloves in the world. This
But
is an
those are
important
important.
question. I get it, but who the fuck wears driving gloves?
He needs them now so that he can wear them later.
I get it, but
I
why
like
light
this
brown
this ivory tie on this white collar, like starch white collar. It's very
and a light blue
striking.
shirt, light blue shirt underneath? It's very
Very
beautiful.
striking.
Yeah.
And these little they're not it's not an Oxford. He has some sort of pin holding the
Hmm.
what do you call it? The collar down
He looks
that
good.
goes underneath. It's very well put together.
Dapper.
So Mr. Boleyn is the press agent. That is his
Press
official
agent.
role.
Got it. Okay. Jessica meets
Uh,
the the dead congressman's secretary,
yes,
administrative assistant, whatnot.
pl
I'm
played
sorry.
by Linda Kelsey as Diana Sims, um, who I know from lots of things, but mostly from Lou Grant, the TV show.
From Lou Grant,
She plays a
as in,
reporter, as in Mary Tyler Moore's Lou
yeah.
Grant and she's also very famously in Murder She Wrote lore, the suspect in the Jessica Behind Bars episode, which I look forward to getting to.
Oh, yeah.
Can
Um, let's talk about her cotton candy hair. Um,
we please?
it's not working for her.
Oh,
Diana.
the humidity in DC, who knew?
It's a swamp there after all.
Evidently, they Mendocino. You can take the actors out of it, but no.
What was
So
okay? What
yeah,
was on the table? What did she just crumple up from the table?
that was the resignation letter from the
Oh,
Sims because
got
it's
it.
customary for a congressman to bring his own staff. And
Right,
Jessica's like, I think I'm only here for 2 weeks. I don't want to hire a brand new staff.
right.
Um, which makes a lot of sense. Like keep the people that know what their jobs are.
I mean, she's literally has no credentials whatsoever to do this job. She's gonna come in with a full staff. I mean, I guess we see that happening in
Yeah.
real time right now. But okay, I take it back. I take it back. I
We
thought
get
it was
a
life is
quick
stranger than fiction.
a quick glimpse of this greasy lobbyist,
Yeah.
Harry, who tries to wine and dine Jessica, but Diana tells her, "Nope, skip it."
Harry Parmel. I like the name of this guy. Harry Parmel. It's fun to say.
You know what this
Sounds
brings?
like a lunch meat brand or something.
Do you know what this episode reminds me of all
What?
things? Legally Blonde 2. I don't know if
Blunt,
you saw
the sequel.
the
No, I didn't.
sequel
I did
when
not see it.
Elle goes to Washington and works for Sally Field.
Mm.
Um, it's for some reason there are just bits of this that just give me that vibe. I'm waiting for Elle to come out and say, "See, you couldn't have done that because."
Makes you want a hot dog real bad.
Oh, there you talk about character actors that came in too late. Can you imagine Jennifer Coolidge on Murder, She
Oh
Wrote?
my
I mean,
goodness.
I guess we kind of get that with White Lotus nowadays, but come
Truly. I
on,
was
that would
gonna
have been
say she would
fabulous.
either be the killer or the victim,
Fantastic.
which she has
Multiple
already been one
times.
of. Yeah.
Hire several times,
Please
please.
do. Joe's trying to get Jessica to go out to dinner with him.
Yeah.
I don't know why. I don't know what that plot point is, but he keeps trying to get her to go out.
I believe it is to keep her busy because of what's going to happen.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, I I mean, we mentioned this off the record. This episode is a strange one tonally. It's also a lot to keep up with.
It is.
Um, because it doesn't have to be this complicated.
No.
Uh, we have dead guy that necessitates Jessica getting this congresswoman
New
position.
job.
Um, and they kind of waive why, like he wanted her, and he believes that as uh a public figure in Maine, people would listen to her. Which
Yeah.
sure,
Fair.
but
But
it's a
like,
little flimsy.
yeah. You know what? I'm gonna give it credit because she gets to do some cool shit in this episode.
Yeah.
Like her speech at the committee
Oh,
hearing is pretty
see,
sick.
the hair is
God,
better
she looks
here.
good. Marta.
The
Yum.
hair is better. Yeah.
She's doing it now. So the drunk congressman, what's his name again?
This one is Kepner.
Kepner. Dan Kepner, yeah. He just called Jessica because he wants to talk to her about the dead congressman, who one who died. Um, and he said he'd meet her in the morning. And after he leaves this bar where he called her from, he meets Marta on the street, who, by the way, this red blouse,
Yeah.
also stunning.
Oh yeah.
Marta.
I mean, again, she's real quick. She's only
Yeah,
got, I think, really. I mean, I know she was in the first scene. She has no lines in the first scene, so
yeah,
maybe that explains why her role is sort of waved away. And
yeah,
she's I think we can say it because people aren't watching it. She ends up dead. She's
yeah.
the
She's
official
done.
murder victim. She's
We've
the
seen the
official
last of
murder
her.
victim.
Yeah, already. We're what, 8 minutes in and she's gone,
Yeah. And she's not the
basically.
first murder victim to go without a credit. Alison Brevard is the first
Hmm.
that we know of in Lovers
With
and
the
Other
pearls,
Killers with those fabulous
with those
pearls.
giant ass pearls. Um, oh, by
Oh,
the way, this Jessica comes down the stairs and a guy's trying to follow her, and she kind of corners him and said, "Who the hell are you?" And who the hell are you? No, that's not a good impression.
he promptly takes his shoes off in front of her.
This is so weird, but
Oh,
I love his
weird.
performance in this episode. This is um, Herschel Bernardi
Yeah.
playing Lieutenant Avery Mendelsohn. Um, he's so silly and funny in this episode.
It's
So I think the gag is that like when he feels something's up, like he has
yeah.
like some physical symptom,
It's
some
one in a long
psychosomatic reaction.
line, one in a long line of inspectors, police officers, or what have you that are very idiosyncratic.
Hmm.
When we get to Herb Edelman eventually as the
Yeah.
recur, there's always something going on.
He
Uh,
has kind of an Herb Edelman vibe a little
like
bit.
yeah, a little bit, a
Yeah.
little bit.
He's charming. And he really he immediately goes to Jessica as his sort of confidant. Did we
Which is
find out
again,
yet that Marta's
it's a
dead?
No, not yet. But this is a
Not yet.
change of pace because the inspector never goes to Jessica. They never want Jessica.
Uh-huh. When my guts start to growl, it's a sure sign there's a fox loose in the china shop. All
So
right.
he's his
Put that on a
function
t-shirt.
actually his function right now is the dead congressman because that's
Yeah.
all a little suspicious. And
Because he
not that
said that he may have had a heart attack, but he didn't die in his bed. You could
yeah,
tell. So,
he was
which we
moved,
know. God, it's another plot point. The next morning, and Kepner has woken up in an alley, sort of dirty and bruised, and
being mugged.
by a hobo.
Yes,
Maybe that hobo has.
with the split jacket and pants every like you straight
Hmm.
out of straight out of the 1930s.
Also funny that he leaps out from the alleyway and happens to run in front of a cop car that happens to have his very picture on hand and says, "That's the guy." Very convenient.
Listen,
We got to
we
keep
gotta
things
move things.
moving.
And he has makeup on his once very clean white
Uh-huh.
shirt, as if someone's dead woman's face has rubbed against it.
And his hands are all beaten up and he does
It's
not look
just a
good.
little, it's a little unseemly for Murder, She Wrote at this point.
Bit.
It's a little violent because we
Hmm.
find out that Marta has been
Oh,
beaten
bludgeoned.
to
Oh
death.
my God. I think I'd rather be decapitated by a gate.
I mean, it sounds faster, and she was drunk already.
Truly.
So,
She didn't feel a thing. Poor
ugh.
Trish. Uh, so sort of like the B plot of this that provides sort of motive for folks is there's a bill to build a cannery, a fish cannery in Maine. And these lobbyists they're the ones that Mr. Parmel, Mr. Sandwich Meat, um, they want to try to get to Jessica and convince her because she has a vote on this committee whether this cannery takes place.
Yeah.
Um, and I did not know what a cannery was, a fish cannery was. Had to look it up.
It's a place where they can fish, isn't it?
It sounds like it. Yep. I mean, I should say I don't really know what that looks like.
Oh, I mean,
Yeah.
it's sort of
Like what kind of plant is it?
I mean, it literally is a factory where food is canned.
Hmm.
So you're going to take your fish from Maine, from the main sources, so from the ocean, and you're going to process them in some way, whether it's tuna or what have you, and it's where you uh basically make it for sale. Yeah.
Hmm. Hopefully lots of good oily fishes. Lots of omega-3s. Yeah, good for your heart.
Well, and presumably also it's not a factory like a name brand factory. So it actually is what supplies to then, your Charlie the tuna, your what have
Hmm.
you, and what have you. So,
Bumblebee tuna.
yes.
Um,
But Diana is not, it doesn't seem enthusiastic about it, and Jessica's a little uncertain
yeah,
as well.
yeah. She said, "I'm going to read it. Never mind what her constituents think. She's going to make up her mind herself." Okay, so we're in this lobby and we meet another character who is essentially useless as far as I'm concerned.
The guy
Played
cute though.
by very cute, played by Mark Shera,
Yeah. Thor
who
Danziger.
his name is Thor. His name is Thor. Mark Shera
Thor
does not look like a
Danziger.
Thor. Mark Shera is a very Mediterranean looking man. Thor as a name is not. Uh,
This is what happens when you name people and then cast them.
Honestly, I know.
Yeah.
They're like, "Ooh, what a good looking guy. Get him in here."
Yeah.
He's done a lot of work. Lots.
Yeah.
Fantasy Island, most notably, I think, is one.
SWAT.
Um,
Yeah, Barnaby
yep.
Jones. Yeah,
Hmm.
he is this is a microcosm. This is one of those episodes because it has so many particularly masculine characters.
Uh-huh.
All of these actors are working.
Totally.
All of them were on the
What
lot.
you know what I do like about it though is that none of them look the same.
That is helpful.
And so I can actually make a distinction. Joe's like blonde and bearded. Thor is Mark Shera, looking like a little Caribbean sex pot. I don't know.
Yeah.
And then
This guy here has this beard and these piercing eyes.
I know I liked him. But I didn't. I wanted him to be Jessica's like confidant, but it turns out Diana was the one.
He gets a few moments, but
Yeah,
for plot points they can only do so much.
right.
But It is, but that's another example of we talked about in a previous one where Jessica usually is shying it with a guy. Here
Hmm.
she has the detective, and she's the detective for the murder, and she has Diana for the Congress.
Yeah.
Usually
Oh,
those
true.
plot
Oh,
points are
true.
the same. Usually
Yeah.
those characters are the same.
Hadn't thought of that.
But the only reason that she's involved in the murder, it's not a niece, it's not a former student. The murder
Finally.
happens completely independent of her.
Yeah. She just happens to be she just happens to be around.
Yeah. She's wearing so much
Um
blush. She has
she
so much blush on.
So they picked up Kepner, and he was super drunk. Um, and
Fell
he
off the
doesn't think
wagon.
he's certain that he didn't kill her, Marta. And of course he didn't because it's way too early in the episode for that.
Yeah. Although having our murder this early is surprising.
Yeah, it was fast.
Yeah.
Got things
And
moving.
it happens off screen and we never see the body.
Hmm.
Partially because we need to not know the full circumstances, I guess. Otherwise
Right.
maybe that would tell us too much. And because
Yeah.
apparently she is bloodily beaten.
Oh my gosh. Brutal. I mean, I'm glad we don't
Oh,
see it because
yeah.
I want my last impression of Marta to be her lovely, lovely locks and red blouse. Um, so they're talking about all these bruises on him. Um, Also, he said that Marta showed him the pictures of them with the dead body before they moved
Yes.
it. Yeah,
Which
so
we
it kind
saw
of
on the
incriminates
street.
him. Yeah,
We saw that on the street, yeah.
yeah.
And they
So he's
are
telling them about that.
excellent quality for a
Sure
tiny little
are.
camera.
I
That is
know. I did not realize spy gear in 1985 was so sophisticated.
I'm just glad she had her own dark room. Like
Yeah.
she clearly was able.
She
Oh,
was a
Jessica's
photog.
here's the body, which we don't
At your
see,
Instagram.
but
Oh, but it must
but
be pretty bad.
because Jessica's seen her share of bodies,
Hmm.
and that was
And
too much for her.
she felt disturbed by this one. And God, how brutal.
Again,
If
it's out of character for Murder She Wrote, which is again
yeah.
sort of iconified as being this cozy mystery. We're like, well, it's like poison and it's this. I'm like, no,
Hmm.
sometimes these murders are tough.
Ghastly.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. They're talking about he didn't have a lot of blood on his shirt.
right.
Um,
Where if he had beaten the shit out of her, in theory, there would have been a lot more.
100, yeah. So they think that maybe he was drugged and dumped in that alley, which of course we know to be true because it's only 22 minutes into the episode.
That's true.
Boom.
And presumably, oh, we have a little moment here where Jessica treats our cop as a dummy essentially and says,
Yeah,
"Now
yeah.
if I were to grab you, look at my hand."
She looks like she's gonna give him the Heimlich. It's pretty intimate for a new friend.
Yeah, but it illustrates perfectly that if he had done that, that's how he would have gotten the makeup all over his
Totally.
hands. Which, if you think about, means that the transference of the makeup on the guy's fists
Hmm.
onto the guy's shirt. Yikes. Yikes.
Oh gosh.
Fortunately, it was the 80s and she was wearing that much blush and eyeshadow.
Yeah, it was basically a mask.
Yeah, yeah. It was
She could probably peel it off.
the shroud of Marta.
The Shroud of Marta. Put that on a t-shirt.
I think we may have our title. uh,
So Jessica is consulting with Diana and Joe, trying to figure out who is the killer, and she
and
needs the scoop.
Diana's very distracting collar.
What is it?
It's a tree skirt.
It's a tree skirt. You're absolutely right. Not to mention that disgusting coat she's got on.
That tweed. I know.
Oh my
I
gosh.
know.
Marta, go to the
We're
salon.
gonna have a
Find a
fashion.
straightener.
We're gonna have a fashion injection real soon.
Yeah,
Uh, in
yeah.
fact, I think we're here. Nope, we're not quite there yet. No, we
No,
have
it's Ray Dixon now.
uh
And Harry Parm and Mr. Sandwich Meat. I'm sorry. When I hear his name, I think pepperoni.
no, that makes sense.
and they're having a little rendezvous um, because they believe that they may be suspects for the murder of Marta Craig.
Yeah. News gets around.
A little sketchy. There's some bad vibes here. Um, by the way, uh, Harry Parmel, I think he has a thyroid issue. His eyes are bugging out of his head.
He's a very strong face. It's a very strong face.
Sure is. It's almost Don Knotts-ish.
It is.
Do you see
I do see it.
it?
I do. I do. Yeah.
What, Jessica?
We get Norman Fell eventually in British. We never got
Yeah.
Don Knotts, if
No,
only.
that would have been great. Oh my
Yeah.
gosh. We'll have to settle. Oh, we forgot to mention that earlier we our friend Thor and sort of tried to approach he's anti-cannery, right? He's part of the environmental lobby.
Yeah.
And he turns out is lovers with Diana.
Yes.
They're doing some smoochy smoochy and huggy huggy
Her
in her roomy
styling,
roomy.
she looks decades older than him. Like it's
I
such a
know.
I mean, not that that's uncommon for this show, but she's not actually decades older than
Well,
him. It's
it's usually
interesting.
old men who look like feet
I
with
know.
young, lovely women, and this is, granted, she is not. They are likely the same age. It is just that nasty ass hair and that dowdy
Mm,
outfit.
too
These are the
fluffy.
things that matter, folks.
Yeah. Oh, listen, if you want like proper scene by scene blows, there are 17 other Murder She Wrote podcasts. Come on.
That's not what we're doing here.
That's not what we're here for. So we're in Marta's apartment now.
Yeah, and it is gaudy.
Yeah,
Who does this bitch think she is?
what's the theme here?
It's not. It's
That
it's like rich things with no taste.
so Jessica's snooping, walking, looking around while
Jessica
again,
snooping? What?
well, I know, but brought in by the officer and
Yeah,
notices guess who used to be on, I think, what, the cheerleading team?
college cheer squad with Marta.
It was her own secretary assistant, Diana. Dun, dun,
Bah, bah, bah.
dun. Which had not yet been connected.
No, no.
So
Diana is kind
finally,
of
our
playing,
plots
holding
are
her,
finally merging.
honestly. Diana is holding her cards pretty close to her chest, not
And,
revealing a lot.
and you can tell there was an assault because the apartment is pristine except for one overturned lamp.
And did you see the body marks on the floor?
Oh, of course.
Oh, love that.
All right,
Here
a
we go.
moment
Here we go.
for
We got to hear her a little bit too. With her cat in a restaurant. Okay,
and
having
the
like a poodle is one
chapeau,
thing, but a meow
this
meow pussy? No.
this fur-lined chapeau,
Uh-huh.
fantastic.
She looks great, let's be
She
honest.
does.
She looks great. This is
And the
Edie
cat is
Adams,
given milk.
who is in a lot, including The Apartment.
Yeah, no, she's our
Designing
prestige.
Women.
She's our prestige actress of the
Yeah.
episode.
hmm
She also gives
Kids
me
Incorporated, Tales of the
a little
City.
a little Piper Laurie moment. She gives me a little bit too.
I tell you, when I saw this the first time, I wondered if it was Piper Laurie, and then was quickly corrected by IMDb.
Let's get a little sound
Yeah,
bite of her.
yeah.
I see. A trade-off?
You've been helping the cops with the Craig murder. My instinct tells me that you're going to help bust it open.
Her
Oh, it's
lips,
very flattering.
her lined
When you do, I
lips.
want
Look at
hmm
that.
exclusive right from the horse's mouth.
And in return, you'll pass along to me what?
Information I couldn't give the police because of repercussions. I have to live in this town, you don't.
Spectacular.
The
Oh,
beret is something.
and a little Brenda Vaccaro. I could see Brenda Vaccaro in
Yeah,
this role too.
it's
Yeah,
kind of Piper Laurie and Brenda Vaccaro had a love child.
thank goodness.
hmm I want to know
These
her.
nails. Yeah, where's her series? That's what I
She's
want.
fabulous.
And she's sort of like the Liz Smith of this town. She's the reporter who gets the
Right.
scoop.
And she is drinking martinis at lunch. This is
And with her
presumably her
cat, with her
second or
cat.
third. Okay, that's I just don't understand. I've never seen a cat that you could hold in a restaurant
You know,
It just doesn't make sense to me.
it's
I'm
it's
here for
this
it. I wish I had a cat like that, but
this show leans hard on making these characters. Like it loves giving them these little weird
hmm
idiosyncratic things.
yeah,
Uh yeah, so she's gone. It was a quick brief moment, but we learn that she saw that Diana got into a car with Kepner, our suspect, but she couldn't
yeah.
tell what they were talking about.
hmm By the way, this scarf and this sort of black and white polka dot, so cute.
Oh, and Jessica here, yeah.
Yeah, so cute. She looks just really classy, feminine,
Rich. She looks rich.
rich.
Uh
Do you look? It's so funny to look at desks in these old episodes because
hmm.
they ain't a computer present.
Yeah,
Desks used to be just big old tables with writing pads on them.
yeah. When you look at like the Resolute desk
Oh
or
my
something like in
God,
the
the
oh
Rolodex.
yeah, with a little click button.
I
Yeah.
know. Okay, Kepner's just showed up. He's been released from jail.
And these this velveteen Gone with the Wind curtains in the back too.
Truly, it looks like Scarlett O'Hara's dress.
And my mom had that lamp. I mean, she was an attorney, so
Mm.
naturally she would.
What is it? Every law office has these imposing dark wood walls. That sounds so depressing to sit in all day. I'm sorry, she's a congresswoman now,
She's a
but
congresswoman. Well,
every sort of professional office space looks exactly like this.
this setting absolutely could be like a library, could absolutely be a law office, could absolutely, and it probably has been.
Yeah.
Uh,
It looks like the lawyer's office in the dog episode, except with windows.
oh, yeah, that's a good point. Actually, I
Yeah.
wonder. So let's see. While we're reviewing, I'll take a look. I'll take a look at the filming locations. So
Is
Kepner's
that?
out.
Yeah.
Yeah, what's up?
Uh, so what he wants to go back to New York where he's from, right? Because he fell
Yeah, he
off
wants
the
to quit.
wagon.
He
Yeah.
wants to quit, basically. And he doesn't,
He
and since he can't trust himself because I mean,
yeah.
he knows he didn't kill her, but he knows that he made choices that he can't then he,
hmm
he can't live off that. So
This episode is a great endorsement of Alcoholics Anonymous. They literally said he's from one day to the other. Jessica gives him some sage advice. Talk to your wife. Women in love surprise you.
yeah, we don't even meet the wife,
Yeah,
do we?
that's too bad. But this is a very male heavy episode. Thank goodness we
Yeah.
have that Edie Adams character because Diana doesn't have much presence, unfortunately. She's lovely, don't get me wrong, but she doesn't have the gravitas.
So interestingly, so some of this was actually filmed in DC.
What was it?
All of the Capitol scenes are filmed in DC, with the exception of some of the hallways.
Hmm.
Some of those are filmed in LA, and Universal City.
Hmm.
Um, but it looks like this was one of the on location episodes they actually did.
Interesting.
Even the restaurant that we were in Tiberio when we met uh, our illustrious writer,
Yeah.
reporter, it was filmed in the actual Tiberio restaurant. Like that was a real location.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah.
I like when they're on location. Um, and they never let us forget it when they are.
So I said that Mendocino humidity. Nope, that's just her hair. That's
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 just what
just
this girl looks like.
that's I mean that was the era too. That was that
Yeah,
time. That was that
yeah.
time. What is this
But this
dressing
is like
gown?
particular. It's like a
She's so dowdy.
she is.
And she has so much makeup on both. Look at that blush on Jessica.
I know.
This
Also,
is
that's a giant ashtray full of cigs.
I know.
Like
How long
someone
was
has
he
been
there?
chain smoking.
How long was he there? They were supposedly sleeping together. How much time did he
hmm
have? Oh,
So Jessica walked in and she called it. She said, "I know that Thor, that sexy Thor,
in the tight pants.
is he looks good.
He
He does look
does.
good. Yeah, he's a handsome guy."
I should have seen this coming, but I didn't necessarily know when we started this podcast that we'd be thirsting after all of the
That's basically what we
gentleman
should
guest stars.
should
Yeah,
that's the main premise.
yeah. Follow along at hashtag Hot Guys of Murder She Wrote. I created that for the
That's
Instagram.
right. on Murder She Wrote Pod on
Ah,
Instagram.
yes.
Look at us
Look at
plugging
us.
ourselves.
Excuse me.
I mean, I do it all the time.
But I don't like, again, what are we doing here? Like, she's there. Okay, so they know each other. It's a conflict of interest. Who cares? Like, this
Yeah,
has
this
no
is.
bearing on.
I don't understand why he's even in this episode. Unless he had a bigger role and was cut out for some reason, but he does nothing. Nothing. He's not a suspect. He's not a red herring suspect. He doesn't offer much information. He's just he's just Diana's
Right.
fuckboy.
Yeah. I mean, nice work if you can get
Good for
it.
her. Yeah.
But if he doesn't provide anything that she doesn't already indicate, and they show
Nothing.
this photo of them in bed over and over again.
I know. I'm okay with it. That's Marta,
Oh,
right?
there we
Marta
go.
and Thor.
Martin Thor. So I guess Thor is useful in that regard.
Oh.
He's reason for Marta, I guess, being
Oh,
uh
and he didn't want to come forward with this because he might be a suspect in her murder, maybe.
yeah,
But the episode never writes him that way.
no.
We never for a second believe that he murdered her. Nobody else
No.
does either.
He walks in like a puppy dog.
Yeah, and he's
We have
basically
no
done now.
reason. Yeah.
He has served his purpose. Maybe the reason is because he had photographs where he thought he was drugged, and we think that Kepner was also drugged, right? So maybe that's sort of the correlation.
And the
His
detective yeah, please go ahead.
his entire character is just to say, yeah, yeah, these guys are getting drugged, I guess. What other reason?
If you had just walked in, the detective actually sums up everything. So none of that was earlier was actually necessary because he's about to just say it for all of us. Here we go.
Faked photos, a murder, attempted frame. Seems to me, if you'll pardon the presumption, that this guy Marta was working for is more than likely the guy who beat her to death.
Why do you say guy, Lieutenant?
Done. Like, okay, like we got
That's
everything
it.
we needed out
That's
of
it.
that.
40
Like,
minutes summed up.
don't get me wrong, it's fun, it's fun. But it's all so weird where
Hmm.
the even the eccentric characters aren't around. Like yeah, we
Yeah.
had the lady with the cat, but
No.
this isn't as fun.
A lot of
And it
one-stop shopping. We don't get to know a lot of the characters very well.
yeah,
Here we are in the car with, at least we get to see Joe quite a bit, even though he's a
we
little
do.
annoying. Um, Driving in the car. So Jessica asked him to find out what Marta Craig was up to the night that she died. Um, oh, thank God he's not wearing those ugly ass gloves.
Hmm.
Wink.
How curious. What was the
Mm.
tie budget on this episode? I hope that they had a
A lot of
sponsor.
ties.
A lot of, and these look
Uh-huh.
expensive. These look like Bill Blass.
They got a Men's Warehouse sponsorship.
And I'm so distracted
You're
by
gonna love the way you look, I guarantee it.
Jessica's earrings. Look at the way that they
Hmm.
land on her.
They're really low.
It makes her ears look really long.
Yeah. Yeah. Ooh,
See?
Ray, she's talking to Ray Dixon and she just calls him out. I love this. She's like, "You lie so well, sir. You didn't do any of these things that usually people do when they
Yeah.
lie."
Most people catch their throat or blink. No,
Hmm.
you're good at this.
The number of
Yeah.
times people in this episode say, "You gotta play the game in this town. You gotta play the game to get ahead."
Uh,
Boy.
oh, now Jessica's got her riding gloves on. Look at that. Her
Hmm.
olive green gloves.
Pretty chic. Uh, I don't love this color on her, but it is an attractive outfit. Kind of washes her out though.
She's a congresswoman. She has to.
I guess.
Although this dress is also, I mean, I guess it was of the time too.
Yeah.
Sure. I could see like,
What is the print though?
Geraldine Ferraro wearing something like that,
Yeah.
but like it's Ann Richards wearing something like that. But
Yeah.
ooh, how about this one? Woman at the tie, this suit jacket situation?
She looks so that she looks like Lana Del Rey.
That's a woman
She
ready
looks
for business.
so over being there. Shoulders slumped, scuffling toward the dais. She's It's like, I
No
hate my life,
lines. No
my job.
lines again.
Yeah, we follow her for the first like 30 seconds of the scene. And that's her walk on.
That's it. That's it.
Uh-huh.
She won it in a contest. Like, do you want to walk on roll on Murder, She Wrote? Send your essay to.
And she didn't deliver.
Ah.
She couldn't have walked more proudly up to that podium. I don't think so. No.
She's like, I'm going to give this some character.
She
My
looked like an
character is
angsty
tired.
teenager. My
Yeah.
character is tired.
My character has been on her feet for 7 hours.
Yeah, everybody in this episode, their feet hurt a lot.
Yeah.
Okay. See, we're talking about who could be. So she's talking to Joe, who
Mhm.
we are to believe is her accomplice in solving this crime.
Yeah. Her confidant.
Um,
Yeah.
confidant, yeah. Um, oh, see, that print is so ugly. Ugh.
On her dress?
Yeah, I hate
Let's
it.
see. Let's see it again. Oh, well, Paisley.
Yeah,
Paisley. It's hard.
but it's
You know what it needs? The
like
green needs to be
tea-stained
darker.
paisley.
The
Yeah,
green needs to be
yeah.
darker.
There's not enough contrast. Sorry.
Yeah.
Look at her. She's like omnicolor.
Yeah. This is what the audience is looking for is fashion critiques on an audio only podcast.
And I'm sorry,
Uh,
but the red bead necklace does not work. It's just not
no.
it.
Uh,
Okay, so she's going to the hearing that she's supposed to be at already. And Kepner is basically stalling because she's not
yeah.
there.
There was a fun moment earlier where when she first sits down and the person starts reading his testimony, and she says, "If we already have it, why is he reading it?" She's like, "Well, that's how we have to enter it into like, but why are we wasting each other's time?" It's like, "Well, that's how we do things in Washington."
Yeah,
And basically, the only thing different is we don't have the powdered wigs anymore. But yeah, this is
yeah.
how we've always done it.
So much bureaucracy, so much pomp and circumstance. You know, I worked in local government and it's the same. It's the same. It is tedious and exhausting and long-winded.
Oh, we have a great Jessica moment
I would
about
love to
the.
hear this. Yeah.
Do you want to do? Okay.
She's sick in this scene. This is her tour de force.
I have studied this bill very carefully, and heaven knows this cannery would certainly bring a lot of new jobs to my district. And if that were the only consideration, I would vote for it without any hesitation. However, I've discovered that there are 7 abandoned canneries in my state. Can you imagine? 7. No longer working, no longer employing people. And why? Because the owners walked away from them rather than spend money to modernize their operations. Now, I believe 2 of them are your companies, Mr. Dixon. Now, I realize that
Call
there
him
are
out.
business involved
Sold
in
out.
outdating equipment, and perhaps those locations are no longer as convenient as McHenry's Point. But, I'm very upset by this notion that we can just dispose of buildings or people when they become a little troublesome or unprofitable. Almost 5,000
See,
people
this is the
used to
Elle
work
Woods
in those
moment. This is
abandoned
it.
Truly,
This.
yeah, yeah.
Now, that's truly
We get a little like
disgraceful.
politic virtue signaling here.
Perfectly good buildings because our tax laws make it financially advantageous. Well, I'm sorry, but I think that sort of attitude is not only preposterous, but it's inhuman.
Oh,
Here, girl.
Every corporation doesn't need a new cannery. They need to put the canneries they already own back into operation. Now, Mr. Dixon, you and your fellow canners have been taking a lot out of the state of Maine, and I think it's high time you started putting something back.
da, 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 da.
Mark Shera.
Called
Clap, clap, clap,
out.
clap, clap. I know. Mic drop.
Hmm.
Good for her.
Yeah, all the representatives are,
First
are
time as a
clapping.
congresswoman. And she knocks it out of the park. Good
Last
on you,
time as a
girl.
congresswoman.
Oh, what happened? She set up Joe to come here, but I forget what she said. She said the place where the guy died.
Mhm.
No, I can't remember.
Uh,
How did we get back here? Essentially, what we're watching is Joe walk into the place where Senator Lowry had his heart attack.
oh, so she says, Joe, we have to get into his penthouse.
Yes.
Oh, because that's where, hang on, let me see. So the question is, so he says, how do we get into the penthouse?
Yeah.
Well, she never answers that, but somehow
Yeah.
he gets into the penthouse, which means he ha always had the ability to get into the
Mm-hmm.
penthouse.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. Once again, making the bad guy either confess
Mm-hmm.
or incriminate themselves. She has nothing until
By
they
yeah.
take cosign.
By like heavily allying herself to them and making them believe that she doesn't suspect.
She would make a great congresswoman.
She would be. Jasmine Crockett, step aside.
All right, so
No,
this apartment's
we
a
love
little
her
bit more.
too.
This apartment's pretty tastefully done. I like
This is okay.
these peach couches.
You know, I have a
Nice.
couch almost that color.
Really?
Yeah, I love it.
Dun, 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 dun. I don't like
Oh,
the sculptures, but other than that,
yeah.
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 So he's been caught red-handed taking something out of this desk.
No, I think he's trying to plant photographs.
Plant. Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think that's what's going on. Because he says, "Look what I found."
Oh, right,
Uh,
right, right, right. He was going to plate the photographs to show that. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
because
She,
who is he trying to set up? Dixon or Meatball?
Kepner, I think.
Yeah. Oh, that's where the party was. Was in Kepner's place, penthouse. Is that right?
Yes, 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 it was.
Yes, and that's where they got back in.
Because they actually talk about why should I have it here? Because
Yeah,
Joyner doesn't like me. He'll never come to
right.
my house. And sure enough, he does.
Kepner's got a nice spot there.
So we find out that Marta and Joe were peas in a pod.
Yeah,
Not and
cohorts,
and she
conspirators in crime and blackmail
and he was the one who beat the hell out of her and covered up his hands because he
with
had the
his
gloves on.
ugly brown gloves that you would never wear with a black suit. Just saying.
But
You
because
know,
the gloves had so much blood, makeup, and carrion on them, he had to get rid of them. So
yeah.
now he has to drive with bare hands like a peasant.
Hmm.
And she knew that was never
How
gonna be
dare
right.
his sensitive digits. They're no longer guarded from the rough callus that
Mhm.
gripping a steering wheel can do to you. That's the real travesty here in this episode.
And we find out that Kay, our lady with the cat, when she saw her talking to a gentleman, it wasn't Kepner, it was
No.
Joe. And
Well, and
that's
he
what led
incriminated
them.
himself
Yeah, by
because
saying
when
I
he
saw him.
asked, because he names the bar that Marta and Joe were at, but nobody else knew that. So it's always some little slip. You give away a little too
Oh.
much information.
And again, it's always just in front of her, which means you could
Yeah.
just say, "No, I didn't."
I'm no different than anyone else in this town. I'm playing the game of this town. Yeah.
That is what we call speculation.
Yeah.
Uh,
Oh, geez.
and what's the
It's all
goal?
about power.
It's all about power. That's the
Yeah.
old
Power and
it's
money.
power and greed. Yep.
Yep. Simple greed, as
Simple
Jessica
greed.
might say.
Frequently. Yes. Yeah. And it usually is. It's usually that, it's greed, power, or sex. Those are
So,
usually
yeah,
the three.
I prefer sex.
Well, if I can somehow get power or money via that sounds all right too.
Sex work. That's the answer.
That, folks, that's our moral of today. Speaking of our lobbyists in Washington,
Uh,
uh,
so it turns out Marta just got too big for her britches and wanted
yeah,
too much and
was
was
expendable.
yeah. Yeah, so he bludgeoned her.
It's hard. You got to pick your partner in crime with great care.
Like, is that necessary? He could have just like made it quick and easy.
I know.
Yikes.
Well,
Well,
that
he
just
was kind of
shows.
greasy.
Just shows what a horrible person he was.
Hmm. Oh, now Lieutenant and Jessica are going to go for some locks.
A little date
Well,
moment.
you know, they're cute together.
Yeah. I would have it would have been nice to see him come back.
Yeah. I hate the final line of this, by the way. He said it, and I was like, ugh, we couldn't do better than that. Please.
Permit me the pleasure of educating you. You don't care for
About
that?
about locks.
About
No, I don't.
yeah.
Something about it is clunky to me, and I'm like, that's where we ended this? Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. It's
Oh, by the
also
way, this driving
yeah.
scene, this like blue screen background of Washington, D.C., the Capitol building right behind them,
Right
of
behind
course,
them,
because
naturally.
we gotta know D.C.
They're there again. Look, it's there again behind that
Oh
window.
my God. Okay, so she goes nowhere out of like a half-mile radius of the Capitol building in this episode,
Everything is
apparently.
right here.
Right
And there
there,
and there's no
walkable.
traffic, which I
Hmm.
hear is famous in DC. There's
Nothing.
never any traffic.
Just driving along, toot toot.
So that was Capitol Defense. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's episode 11 or 12 depending on your
yeah.
list. It's right in the middle of the series and
Hmm.
it's sandwiched between much more flavorful
It's true.
episodes.
It's true.
It's not unpleasant
No, it's
and
fun. I like
it
it.
has some really committed performances.
I mean, Edie Adams as oh God, I can't remember the character's name
Okay.
now.
Okay.
As Kay is
Yeah.
sublime in her one scene. Um, I think the lobbyists are pretty dull.
Yeah.
Even our friend Rex Huntington, they don't get the most to do.
No, just walk around in those fabulous ties.
Yeah, they're never even really suspects.
No. No, they're really not.
They're
And
just
there's
foils to the environmentalist, right? It's kind of it.
well, they're witnesses to the initial death,
Yeah, but that doesn't even
and
come around.
I know,
How is
but
an
they're
episode so stuffed full of stuff and also
uh,
missing so many things?
and none of them presumably get even, tapped on the wrist for
Right.
moving a
Moving a
body.
dead body. Jesus. Come on, guys.
They're all still in business.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't say that that's uncommon, probably.
Yeah.
Uh,
What other takeaways do I possibly have from this? Jessica should stay away from that color, that brown paisley. Um, Diana needs a hairdresser. Marta Craig is a dish.
that beautiful face, that poor beautiful face.
Oh my gosh. How
Uh,
sad. Although she was pretty despicable too, I guess.
yeah, was she? I mean, no, I mean,
Not
yeah,
really.
she's
She's
an
pretty
opportunist.
harmless.
She's an
That's it.
opportunist. Uh,
I love her in the opening scene though.
yeah,
She licks her lip as she takes the photographs. Yeah, we're gonna get
it's
this one here. Yeah, click, 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 click. Yeah, these guys are gonna regret it. She doesn't get any
there's
lines. I have to make it up for her.
well, because
She's just the
she's
bartender.
just observing. Yeah, I know. Yeah, and it's also sort of like the Disneyland version of something like this. If this had been
Yeah.
like in the still of the night, it would have been like, a sex worker or something.
Hmm.
It's sort of, I mean, they toughen it up by her death, but or how she
Sure.
dies, but it's sort of even that's treated rough, but we never see it. Like it's
Yeah.
sort of waved.
Yeah.
And it's the only real purpose of that is so that the
Hmm.
makeup can transfer.
And
She
boy,
has
she's
to be
wearing it.
beaten up. Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
so
They are all wearing it. Even the gents
even the gents.
are
Yep.
caked on.
Uh, yeah. So,
I'm looking forward to an episode with fewer suits in it, to be honest.
well, just you wait because next week is Broadway Malady,
I
which
love this episode.
has some fabulous moments in it
Yeah.
in a very Judy and Liza
Hmm.
well, Judy and Lorna, I guess is more proper as it features Lorna Luft. Yeah,
Which
that
is
was good fun
awesome,
too.
right? Love
Yeah,
that.
yeah,
Love that.
yeah.
I like when they really sort of source the guest stars based on the content of the episode.
Mm,
It just makes me giddy.
it's
Just
smart.
get so excited. Yeah.
It's very smart.
Know your audience.
And it's another grading episode.
Oh,
I
right.
know.
It's okay.
Uh,
It's been a while. It's been a while since he showed up.
again, he has to be the reason she shows up some places.
Hmm.
So,
Yeah.
and we missed him, I think, an episode or two ago where we're like, why is this character bringing her oh, because it should have been Grady. Okay. All right. Probably.
Oh, by the way, I have to mention, because what happens after we watch these episodes, audience at home, is that it starts repeating, and so we see the beginning of it after we watch the
Yeah.
end of it. And this guy that comes to Jessica's house to tell her that she's been selected as the interim congresswoman, he is handsome.
This guy does it for you, huh?
Well, I mean, the hairstyle, no. The mustache, no.
We forgive
But
these things. It's the
yeah,
80s. It's
but
the 80s.
the goods underneath are just fine.
What's his character's name?
It doesn't matter.
Well,
I don't even know.
I was curious what else he
He's
had been in because he
handsome.
does look
Come
familiar.
on.
Yeah.
Let's see if I can find him on the
Is
IMDb.
it DeWitt? Is he Harold? He might be
I'll do it.
Harold.
Maybe. That looks about
Let's
right.
see. We're so we do so much research.
I know.
All
Sure. That's who it is.
right, he comes into the house. Let me see. Yeah, I think it might be.
Who's she talking to on the
Yeah,
phone? Letitia again?
yeah. She's just in the middle. She's not writing somehow. Yeah, Harold DeWitt. There he
Harold
is.
DeWitt. Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, he's a handsome
Shout
guy.
out to Colby Chester, who
Good
plays
old
Harold
Colby
DeWitt.
Chester.
Good old handsome Colby. Ooh, he looks good now too.
Follow along at Murder She Wrote Pod, and we will post all of the gentlemen of Murder
Okay.
She Wrote.
It is a challenge. Okay,
Uh,
I'm going to give myself a challenge not to comment on the attractiveness of the gentleman in the next episode of Murder, She Wrote. I will fail,
I'm trying to
but the
think.
challenge is
I'm trying
set.
to think if there should be. There might be one. There might actually be a hottie in the next one. Oh well.
Ooh, yay.
But I just like so on IMDb for Colby Chester, this character that appears again for seconds. The only two trivia mentions for him is that he has a wife and two daughters, and that in
No.
1992 he published a book of poetry called Seizing Paradise.
Oh,
He's so sensitive.
okay. I love Colby. Okay.
That's it. Those are the
Six
only
two
two.
and a half. All right. He's a Scorpio. Okay.
Born near where I was in Greenwich, Connecticut.
Oh, it looks
See?
like it. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
See, it pays to just let it play a little longer.
just a little bit longer. All right, folks.
That's
That was
probably
our
enough.
that was our venture into DC. We will not be returning to DC for a while,
Not for a long time.
which is
Thank
probably for the
God.
best. Yeah.
Yeah.
But up next we are on location in New York. We're in New Orleans, and then we go on a cruise.
Oh, that'll be
So
fun.
we got
And
some good
hopefully there's
stuff
no
coming.
green carpet in any of them.
I I don't think we can make any promises for that. It is 1984.
Oh, goody.
Hey. Uh,
Well then.
but we are actually, so this episode aired January 6th. Uh-oh. January
Oh
6th at
my
the
God.
Capitol.
Oh my
At the
God. I
Capitol.
hate this so much.
At the Capitol
Well, you
in
know what?
1985. Oh my
Justice
God.
was served and it uh
That's
it's too
hilarious.
much. I can't
I
handle
can't
it.
believe I waited till the last 2 minutes of this
Oh
episode to
geez.
realize that. Oh my
I feel
God.
like I need to go pray or something.
Okay, well, we can't beat that. So, congratulations, first episode of 85. Goodness gracious.
Yikes.
And remember, if you use your gloves to kill someone, replace them quickly so that no one wonders why your hands are bare.
Yeah, and wear the right color, for God's
That'll get
sakes.
you. It'll get you every time. So,
Yeah,
all right.
yeah.
I'm Victor Devon,
I'm petrified.
and this was
This was
tonight
tonight on Murder,
on
She
Murder, She
Wrote.
Wrote.
Woot, 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 woot. Mirror, mirror. Bye-bye.
Bye. On January 6th, Jesus Christ. That's so funny. That's so
That's
funny.
weird. I feel like I need to like
I feel betrayed.
meditate or something. I'm 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 plucked.